so the analysis makes more sense.
Right.
And so, on the face value, really, what we did essentially was to give attention to Tyler Perry's movie.
Which is true.
But the truth is, I felt it was natural. You understand? So, natural reaction to something that is phenomenal, so to say, something that spoke to the heart and got a lot of people weeping, quite different from the regular. And that particular provocation, or that the fact that it was able to elicit that sort of reaction from people in itself, was something worthy of talking, worthy of learning from, and worthy of learning of, so to say. So it generated that because essentially we had a good story, good production, distribution on point, and so people who began to talk about it
And good marketing and PR.
exactly, and referenced it immediately. They were able to go to Netflix and begin to watch it, and the promotion too has worked, clearly. And then good actors in the place, and the effect was superb. So basically, people were like, "Wow," because I watched some. There was this. I saw several reviews, but there was this guy who was like, how do I put it? Like F Tyler Perry. Why? Because how do you make a man like me cry? Like, yeah.
Okay.
And then he now said, I usually don't like your movies because it's like this, like that, like this, but this particular one really got me. So F you for that. That's what he said. But he said, Charlie, good one. So different, and I've seen different reactions when people, I don't know, some people videoed their parents and the reaction they gave towards when they mentioned that the daughter was dead.
Okay.
You understand? When they mentioned that the daughter was dead, and then you could see different reactions and how it was, and it was quite exciting, quite interesting, and it just makes you see how powerful movies are and how Tyler has been able to cut onions into the movie.
Okay, I get it.
Cut onions into the movie, so getting people's reaction in that particular way. So that was like natural. So if he was able to achieve that, then obviously, But then again, you can't take away the fact that Tyler is somebody who makes millionaires.
Yes.
And he actually said it on the BT Awards that I have made, put all the studios together. I have made a lot more black millionaires than any other person. So he makes millionaires. So which means the budget there is available. And it's a combination of him and Netflix. That's it. So certainly he'll be able to do what he's able to do and get the kind of vibe and kind of reaction. So if we are reacting to it, then it means that he knows exactly what buttons to press, and he's indeed pressed it, and he's achieved what he's achieved. So are people wrong for talking about it? Not necessarily. Not wrong, because again, if they point or if they touch certain buttons, you're going to respond in the way that you're responding.
Definitely.
So that's fine. But I don't think, even though Shirley said what she said, I don't think she meant that don't talk about it completely. For me, I'm going to wear a different lens right now, just to be able to analyze from that angle. It's more about she wondering how we are able to give a lot of attention to foreign material and not give that amount of attention to local stuff. And it was surprising to hear that this got that mileage, and maybe Hair Works didn't get that kind of mileage. And we can understand, we are looking at all the other elements and everything, but I want to draw our attention to the fact that people in our space usually look for that kind of attention, and they usually don't get it. And so they ask for it. And in her case, she's asking for unintentional attention, not necessarily, even if it's not natural, even if it doesn't give that vibe, she's looking for that intentional attention, because indeed it is important. There's for community ethics, community building, community independence, economic independence for a community, it's always important for us to deliberately pay attention to people who are doing things within our space. There's a term that the Jews use. I think it's fadrin or fagrin. I'm not sure the spelling or the pronunciation, but I have to go check it out. But that particular word simply means that if you, Doreen, you're a Jew and you're into business, you're creating something. If you do it, I will buy from you.
Oh.
And when I buy from you, I will give you feedback about your product.
Okay.
And give you an opportunity to keep modifying your product until it meets the standards.
Okay.
And then I'll keep buying from you so that by so doing, your business will stand. You understand? And then you can grow and become big. And what that means is that eventually it helps the Jewish community.
Okay.
Now, that kind of mindset, recently I was trying to read some things about Marcus Garvey, and in his tenets of proposition for the black nation, it was one of the things that he mentioned for the black independence. That at the end of the day, it is also critical and important for us to trade amongst ourselves and support our own just for the purposes of growth and development, because indeed we are responsible for ourselves. You know, that kind of thinking. So taking it from that particular angle, I clearly see where she's coming from. You understand? Because imagine that you're sewing and you have the best of clothes, and the people in this country are constantly buying foreign clothes.
It's not
so
cool.
it's not going to be honest. So you mean, because what it means that you cannot grow. All these things we do at Ghana Music Awards, people are wearing, like, they buy shada, they get people to sew for them and everything. Imagine if everybody that got there or usually came to the place were in foreign clothes, because it comes from outside, and then we are not giving money to the fashion industry because we have taste and preferences for things coming from outside. They will complain.
Of course.
Imagine that you have this radio station and yet constantly
people
nobody
are
is listening to you, and
they
we
are
are
going to
listening
listen
to,
to-
we want to listen to foreign radio station. It's not going to work, so they would complain. Imagine you're offering some from, like right now, you can imagine how the Black Stars feel, and the Asante Kotoko and all those, the local FCs are
that
feeling.
we're watching Premier
The
Leagues
noise
and
you make
Champions League.
about Premier League, not be joke.
Well,
You understand what I'm saying?
yes.
Yes, and we don't. It's not the same vibe when it comes to local stuff. So I'm just saying that in general terms, if you live in a country and your focus is always on foreign stuff rather than those who are in the local space trying to make things work, Charlie, certainly, yeah, because once you wear that particular hat, you wear those shoes, you feel it.
Of
You know,
course.
he who feels it knows it. So it's just that principle that we need to be intentional about supporting local stuff, and that's essentially
It
what she
is.
was asking for. So I would, instead of the English,
Yes.
I would rather want to concentrate on the
the
essence of what she said.
Let's rather try to understand what she's trying to put
and try
out
to
there.
highlight that, because it is critical, it is important, and we need to be able to understand it from that particular sense. Yes, maybe she said it and it didn't go down with some people, but obviously I think that the essence of what she's saying has so much weight that we cannot ignore what she's saying. We need to. I mean, when so imagine everybody is doing music, and then like the Ghanaian, so people are doing music hip live constantly, and then every time you hear are foreign songs. We were in that particular phase, and they complained.
They complained. They were shouting.
Exactly.
We had to come and support what we
Yes.
had, and so
everything about 70-30
Yeah.
percentages. That's what it is. You need to consume local stuff. It is what it is. So if the people, the stakeholders within the space are commenting about it, it is because there's a reason. And you may on the other side, you may think they don't have the right to, but when it is you, then you will
feel
realize, say,
Yeah.
Because, Charlie, I mean, everybody needs to survive, and economic
Yeah.
independence is important.
I mean,
So
I think to
basically-
add salt to injury is the fact that, you see, she's even speaking on it. And yesterday I even asked her about this notion that the movie industry is dead. Imagine something you're trying to work so hard to put something out there. You wake up and you're hearing stories like this, and then to top it up, some of these things come up. Now you're trying to say, listen, support us. Some people don't understand. And I don't think she's the first person who's even come out to even ask for this kind of support. A lot of movie actors or producers have called on Ghanaians to patronize their movies, support them in every way. But day in, day out, Robert, sometimes you go online, if the movie is produced, and it comes with a lot of insults. It comes with a lot of issues. So sometimes I even wonder how they're able to take it and still move on to even give us more productions. A lot of our actors these days go to Nigeria because they see that the industry is active there. Yesterday, she even revealed how she went to Nigeria to work on a whole production for a month, and she's back in Ghana. So until we start helping ourselves, trying to take responsibility for some of these things, but the industry did. Now, I don't even know. And I think she's doing well.
Yeah,
She
but I
actually
also
doing
want
so
to
well.
quickly highlight the fact that any production house whatsoever, if not, even if not just movie, but if you are into any form of production, you need to find a way to connect to the media sector, so to say, because if the movie is released, we should be able to sit here and have conversations about it,
Right.
possibly even review it, highlight some of the elements, and these are things that we should do even if they don't get to us, but then it's also good for them to also do it, because at the end of the day, you have to make plans for the media presence within your space so they can amplify it, especially if you are looking to be able to create that kind of buzz. So sometimes you need to be able to have the critical mass, and the critical mass will eventually churn out the kind of ripple effect you're looking for. So yes, these things need to be factored in, and that's why I asked questions about marketing and promotion, with her, and then she mentioned that that particular place, they have gaps. However,
Yes.
they will keep doing what they are doing. So I think that they need to be able to factor that in, just so that they are able to create the right amplification. I took the time to look at a few things. I noticed that they have billboards, and then they are going around with the promotion. And I went onto their social media pages to see even if the level of promotion they've given to it on their social media pages. Some of them have it like over 10 times promoted, and others have it just once.
Yeah.
You understand? Meanwhile, the numbers, some of them have huge numbers, and if you put the total numbers together, it's more than 5 million in terms of people who are following them on social media, in terms of the cast. So you'd realize that even if they're using their platform pre, during, and post, they should be able to engineer some form of vibe, because they have good following in terms of numbers. So I think that that said, in terms of everything, even though we are supposed to support our own, they also have to take the lead and engage the people within the space to be able to create the kind of ripple effect they are looking for. It's very necessary.
Very, very necessary. If you're just joining us, it's Showbiz Review here on Daybreak Hits, and it's brought to you by Betway. You always get way more with Betway. Now, attention Aviator fans, this is your final boarding call to take to the skies and become Ghana's Aviator legend, exclusive to Betway. Take on the challenge, and if you are the best in the game, you will be crowned the winner of a sky-high 500,000 Ghana cedis cash prize. Plus, you will get guaranteed free flights daily when you play Aviator every day until the 30th of June. Get way more with betway.com.ga today. Remember, terms and conditions applied. Is regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Bet the responsible way. Betway, get way more. And also is brought to you by MTN. MTN says everywhere you go. Now, in every community, the skyline is dotted and also with uncompleted buildings. Some at the foundation, others at lintel or roofing level. Each one tells a story, a dream, a home in the making, because home ownership remains one of humanity's greatest desires. So join us from Friday, June 20th to Sunday, June 22nd at the Achimota Retail Center for the first clinic of the EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair 2025. Let's help turn your home ownership dream into a lived reality. The EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair is powered by EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank, and brought to you by Drive EVGH, Drive into a Sustainable Future, Virtual Security Africa, Security for All, Superlock Technologies Limited, You Deserve the Best, Elegant Homes, and General Construction Limited, where quality meets value. Ayuda, Ghana's #1 services app, Abako Services Bebre, Special Gardens, Memorable Living, DBS Industries Limited. We truly are your roof experts. Doormasters, the best indoors. Lesh Fortune Limited, unleashing luxury with perfection, one space at a time. The Builders Market, bathroom, get it right. Syntax tank, are you strong, are you tough? Interplus, we make sure water reaches you, even space. Clifton Homes, beautiful homes, wise investments, and also Western Villas, where dream meets reality. EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair. Dream it, own it, and live it. And there you go, back here on Daybreak Hits. And of course, remember, it's still Showbiz Review, and it's brought to you by Betway and also Franco Trading Enterprise. Still on Shirley, yesterday she spoke about a number of things, and she spoke about the fact that I don't want to use the word kill because it's not kill. She's really disappointed in TV stations showing unauthorized movies. And yesterday you could tell that she was really passionate about it. She was not happy, and she feels like something can be done about it. She thinks that more can be done about it, but it looks like everyone is just sitting aloof. We're rather receiving warnings from other people. And yesterday, I think I spoke to someone who said, I don't know if, Robert, you've heard, he said that it's only the NCA that can actually deal with these stations, but the person spoke about copyright office that cannot really do anything about it, and the fact that the National Film Authority cannot really do anything about it. It's just NCA. I don't know if you are also privy to that.
For me, it's not. I don't think if you say, I don't think it's just the work of NCA. I think it's the work of everybody and anybody. Just like the way you can have citizens do citizens arrest if there is something somebody is doing and it's against the law. There is a law that kicks against it. So by stamping or activating a particular law, essentially you are giving it legs, and therefore you can get the right people to act on it. There's a division of the Copyright Office responsible for monitoring and ensuring that people are not infringing on copyright laws.
Yes,
that particular division is mandated by law to be able to, project or to ensure that some of these things are dealt with. So there's a write-up that is going on that says national, I think that the term they use is national copyright something.
Yeah, I think, yes, national copyright something. I've also seen that.
Yeah.
The one that warned, that is warning people.
Yeah, but that description is wrong. Yeah, there's a division within the Copyright Office, and that's not their name. So I think that I'll probably check it out and share. But it's supposed to be it's called CNC. I'm not too sure. It's CMC or something. It's a division of the Copyright Office responsible for monitoring and enforcing, or it kicks against anything piracy and all of that. So they are responsible. So yes, for as long as they have the backing of the law, they should be able to, channel that, even if it means working with NCA to ensure that these things are enforced. And so yes, for me, it's about knowing that thievery is going on, and you allowing it to go on, just because, because of what, I don't know. So, I mean, we just need to be able to do the right thing. If it's taking food and it's taking bread from people's mouth, and that needs to be protected, we need to protect it, because that's what intellectual property is really all about. So if there's an institution responsible for it, that institution needs to be up and doing, just so that they can protect whoever they need to protect, essentially.
I think the embarrassment is just too much, especially when you're getting it from other countries, and now a whole Hollywood movie comes up with it as well. I hope that, with the conversations that have gone on the media platforms, it will go a long way to educate people. We sit here, and just like she said, it's like the thing is going on, people know. And as you said, ideally, if it's happening, I should be able to tell that don't do it, or my conscience should even tell me that don't do it. But the thing is that I don't think people know what some people do know. So they're okay to do it, and then when they are found wanting, that's when you want to quickly put out a statement and say you're sorry, because this is not the first time. It keeps going on and on and on. And you could tell yesterday when Shirley was speaking about it, she was so passionate. I could even tell that like she almost teared up because she was not happy. And I like the fact that she said she doesn't watch pirated stuff. She said if you tell her to go, or you tell her to check out a link and watch something, she will not do it. And I think that if we all wake up one day and decide that we will not do that, it will go a long way to support a lot of people. But I know our people. Robert, the moment a movie comes out and they don't have access to it, they don't go to the cinemas or anything, the next thing they're looking for is a link. And once that link comes out, you get as many people as look, they will download. Even some people go to the cinemas and still film some of these things and put them out through a link. And then once you click on it, you're able to watch. So I pray and hope, and per her conversation, like she mentioned that they had gone to see Honorable Sam George. It looks like the conversation seemed positive. They look good. So, we can only keep our fingers crossed and wait to see how things will go in the coming days or months.
Yeah, but I think the general call is for this to be stopped. Essentially,
it has to stop. It has to stop. Yeah. I know we'll talk about it, but it will take a while. Some people will still misbehave. Some people will still act unconcerned. But let's give ourselves some time and educate ourselves well enough so that things like this won't happen. It can happen on some platforms, but it will be it will be easy to happen on other platforms. So we just hope it works out. If you missed out on that conversation with Shirley Frimpong-Manso yesterday here on Daybreak, it's on our YouTube page and it's on our Facebook page. But most importantly, in as much as we are speaking about Shirley and some of these comments or some of the things she's shared here on Daybreak, we should also be looking at supporting the play this coming weekend at the National Theatre. Yes, it is very, very important. That is her directorial debut, and it's not just her. A lot of actors who are on screen are also going to be on stage for the first time tomorrow, and it's happening tomorrow. That's Friday. On Saturday and on Sunday, it's 4 and 8 p.m. So go on there, go and watch what she has to do. And also, but what you heard, if you're looking forward to act, you actually want to be in a movie, look at what you can do for yourself and not how you can just be famous. Act on it, walk the talk, and go and get things done, and be always prepared when you have to go for auditions as well. I mean, yesterday I think I learned a lot from Shirley here. She said a lot, but as I said, let's all go and watch the play. Let's keep supporting Ghanaian theatre and even movies. We're giving some energy to theatre now, and it's really exciting to see a lot of them come up. I wish every weekend there will be a play at the National Theatre or Conference Centre we can all go and watch, but it doesn't mean that our movies are gone. No, it's not gone. It's still Daybreak. It's here on Hit 1039 FM. My name is Doreen Avio, and of course, the Showbiz Review is brought to you by Betway. You always get way more with Betway and Franco Trading Enterprise. Still phone Papa Pafi. I think time will not permit us to do more. Literally, we're just gonna wrap up because we've done justice. And as I said, if you want more of this interview, you missed out the conversation on Shirley Frimpong-Manso, anything to do with the play and anything to do with movie productions, or what she said here, just go on our YouTube page at Hit 1039 FM and on Facebook or social media as well.
So what I've just done is I went into the Copyright Act.
Okay.
I think it's 2005. Copyright Act 2005. And I clearly see that we have a division responsible for monitoring.
Okay.
And they are referred to as a Copyright Monitoring Team. So CMT.
Okay.
So in there, you'd actually see everything, what they are supposed to be doing in terms of their roles. I don't know if I need to, let me see, page 50. Let me see if I can quickly
I think you can
identify that and read that. That would help. So yeah, you can be talking. Let me just look at this.
Yes, we want to read some of it so that you have an idea that there's something like that. It's just that maybe it's not being implemented as we want it, but there's something like that. Okay.
Yeah, so Copyright Monitoring Team, there is by this act established a Copyright Monitoring Team referred to as a monitoring team. The monitoring team shall comprise a number of police officers.
Hey.
Yep, it's serious. So again, the monitoring team shall comprise a number of police officers, 5 representatives of copyright owners, and 2 officers of the Copyright Office that the Copyright Office may require.
Wow.
The monitoring team shall, 1 or A, monitor copyright works.
Okay.
B, investigate cases in respect of copyright.
All right.
C, undertake anti-piracy activity. And 4, perform other functions that are necessary to protect authors.
All right.
So if you are saying they don't have the right, listen to this. This is what's the law.
This
is the mandate that they have. The members of the monitoring team from the police service may be seconded to the Copyright Office for periods and on terms that the Minister of Justice and the Minister of Interior may determine on the advice of the Copyright Administrator and the Inspector General of Police.
Oh.
So if they have given warning, it means they can even go beyond the warning.
Yes.
Yeah, so let me just pick this again, and that's serious. So what it means is that most of the things that are happening under copyright issues that we are not getting solutions to is because this particular function is a bit dormant.
Okay. Okay.
Because check this out. You're saying that the act says that there is by this act established a copyright monitoring team referred to as the monitoring team. 2. The monitoring team shall comprise a number of police officers, 5 representatives of copyright owners, and 2 officers of the copyright office that the copyright office may require. 3. The monitoring team shall 1. Monitor copyright works. 2. Investigate cases in respect of copyright.
Wow.
3. Undertake anti-piracy activity. And then 4. Perform other functions that are necessary to protect authors. And then it now goes to say members of the monitoring team from the police service may be seconded to the copyright office for periods and on terms that the Minister of Justice and the Minister of Interior may determine on the advice of the copyright administrator and the Inspector General of Police.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah.
Oh.
So those who are asking whether they have the right or not, that's what I'm saying. That clearly they have a division within the copyright office responsible for this.
All right.
And they have the right. As a matter of fact, they can even go beyond that. Okay. And so it is important for us to pay heed to what they are saying.
Very
because
important.
look, in there's even more. The fact that the establishment of the copyright tribunal, which is supposed to handle these cases and is supposed to, obviously handle it faster and get things done. And it's all there. The information is there.
It's
so I think
there.
it's about giving life to the law that exists. And if they are beginning to champion that, I think we need to pay heed because you might never know what's going to happen.
Okay. All right.
And on that note, let me also use this opportunity to say that we are now, so based on this, the conversation is being stretched. On Saturday, I have somebody from the copyright office who is coming to speak to this, and that's the reason why I know I know this because I followed up and I engaged with them, and then we took this particular component out and we started discussing it. And so we wanted to find out whether, by extension, if standing on this, isn't this enough to be able to help GAMRO function? Which means that are they supposed to be working together? Maybe if this was working, GAMRO wouldn't have the issues that they had.
Of course.
So we want to have a conversation. So I'm putting together a rep from GAMRO.
Okay.
And then we also have a rep from, and then we want to be able to discuss this from the perspective of music.
Okay.
And it's going to be one of the things we are discussing on Saturday because
Very
we have
important.
to bring to closure this conversation about GAMRO.
It's been too long. Too much complaints here and there.
It's been there for too long. So it's one of the things we are discussing on Saturday. So 1:30, yes, invitation goes out to everybody and anybody.
At the British Council.
Yes, at the British Council. There are 5.
Open to all.
It's open to all. It's for free. Come and learn. We've done the show. We all watched it on television. Ghana Music Awards. We are now doing the business.
Learn.
Let's just have everybody there. Let's learn different people. Presentations by Downtown Publishing. You want to understand that particular conversation. Downtown Publishing, UK company. They just purchased Share Publishing. They are coming down, going to have a conversation, with us. Downtown Africa and Publishing Africa. So let's be there. Warner Music is going to give a conversation about how to get signed if you are looking for an opportunity in that particular space.
So those of you come say, me, I'm looking for a label. I have not been signed. Come and listen.
Then we are also going to try to expose, unpack the music business ecosystem and just to be able to understand the various roles, in terms of what people are supposed to do and make a strong pitch to those who are in media, those who are to lawyers and to those who are into marketing for them to play a key role in this particular space. It is important. And then we are going to have that big conversation with media houses. We put together reps from the various media houses, about 6 to 8 of them. We want to have a conversation to discuss how to pitch to them, how to get more from them, what their policies are in terms of getting music, interviews, collaborations. We want to be able to understand the space and to understand what policies they have with respect to music. Who makes the decision? Is it Hagler? Or it's Darwin Avio, or it's Fantastic. We need to be able to understand. Are they supposed to pay some money to Hagler? Or Let them look yourself. So
very
yeah,
important.
so it's a total conversation, and then we also have the part 2 of the So Creative e-learning platform that has been curated by University of Arts London and Harvard Business School, just to be able to empower people when it comes to the business of music. So yes, let's come in our numbers. Let's come and learn.
Saturday,
and,
1:30, British
1:30
Council.
British Council, and it's free.
Okay,
Yeah,
absolutely
let's
free.
do it through.
Okay, I have some messages.
Richie will be
here.
making a presentation actually.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Richie
I'm
will
not
be making a
surprised.
presentation.
I'm not
It's-
surprised.
And quite a number of the people are going to be there, to share their minds about topics as well. So
Okay. I have some messages here. Let me read them so they don't say they sent and I didn't read. Oseti says, very educative program. Good morning, Doreen. This is Lord Walker from Spintex. I want to know how Ghanaian movies become the talk of the day and make it become popular when it's just limited in only just some few cities like Accra, Kumasi or Takoradi, where they only show the movies in cinema and it ends there. How does others who aren't there get to watch it too? Okay,
so these are conversations with respect to promotion, distribution. We need to be we have to find a way to ensure that people watch across the country.
exactly.
So these are conversations we need to have. I think we need to have Hagla. Maybe we can have 2 or 3 of them here, so that we can have a complete conversation. Because whenever they have the conversation, it's all about the production.
That's the end there.
Yeah, but what about the marketing? What about the promotion? And which venues do we have in all of these places? Are we going to use hotels? Are there even you can say there are no cinemas, but are there ways to get people to watch? How about various universities? I don't know, but conversations like that can be held, just so that we can enlighten more people.
Someone has written a whole thesis for me here. I don't know how. It's a lot. Let me see if I can just pick through. He says that Paul Mensa Anku says this blame game mentality on the part of creatives will not help them. Understand that funding for promotion is a big issue. I also understand that Africans, including creatives themselves, have high taste for foreign materials. However, if the issue of finance is sorted, these creatives need to invest in modern day digital PR machinery. This support your own campaign is just a cliche, and if they don't put in innovative solutions, we will still be here playing the blame game every day. All these productions and industries were built in big investments and hardcore business strategies, not a mere support your own cliche. Shirley's presence on digital platform is almost missing. Just do a check and see for yourself. Check the digital presence of Tyler Perry Studios and compare with Shirley's presence. Tyler is even on TikTok. Shirley is not. Same for several other digital platforms. A highly equipped digital PR team understands the terrain of new media. They know how to use all these digital platforms with a touch of controversy to sell any content. Promotion in this day of new media goes beyond radio tour, billboards, or 1 or 2 cinema premieres. Again, I understand they have financial challenges, but you can't blame it on your audience. Your audience have their own choices, purchasing power. Your job as a business person is to find innovative ways to grab them along. Blaming them for not consuming your product will not yield any future results. Says for you, hey, but wait, is she comparing her production to over $1 million Hollywood Netflix finance production? He says, I know we need to aim high, and I know Africa is full of talent and all that. But Charlie, this is Hollywood, man. I don't think she compared her productions to that of Tyler Perry.
Yeah, I like the guy's submissions, and then he gave the different angles to the conversation.
Right.
However, the submission also mentioned that they use controversies and all of that to be able to sell. So what Shirley also came to do has drawn attention to herself right now. So
all right, so please,
let's
just continue and let's also find ways to support and make it happen. It's not just Shirley, but the movie industry in general.
And everything Ghana, really.
Yes.
Everybody needs some, that attention. It's
very
necessary.
important, very important. Thank you so much, Robert, for coming through this morning. And thank you to you for tuning in to listen to us here on Daybreak Hits. We are back here tomorrow, same time, 6 to 10 a.m. A very big thank you to Betway. You always get way more with Bet with EcoBank. A better way, a better Africa. MTN everywhere you go. ITEL A90, truly durable and colorful. Franco Trading Enterprise, still phone Papa Pafi. And up next is Music Box with Mr. Hagler. Enjoy the rest of our programs as well.